Anniversaries. When is the proper time to celebrate an anniversary of something? And how do you celebrate it? Let's say there was a video game made in 1985 and it became a long series of games, and each one for the most part has been really successful. Well, it is now 2015 and it is 30 years of that game. What would you do to celebrate that? Of course, you would release a game, probably have some sort of celebration about this game. And over the years, would you celebrate annually, or would it be like every 5 years or so? Because if you had a major game come out on, let's say, November 12th, 1985, I'm just pulling these out of my head here. If you just got a random game and it was made on November 12th, 1985, would you make that the anniversary of the game? Well, of course, yes, you would. Would you make that the series? Because let's say the first game's not as popular as a game later on down the line, and let's say this game comes out on March the 23rd, and the younger people would recognize that game more better than the older game. Do you celebrate it then, or do you celebrate the when the first game appeared? And each year, would you celebrate that year like, oh look, 1 year of this game, 2 years of this game, 2 years, 3 years? Because no, you wouldn't, because who knows, the game wouldn't be as popular as it was before the start. So maybe every 5, 10, 15 years, or well, every 5 years you do it. Like, oh look, 5 years, it turns 5 years today. The next year you don't do anything big. You don't do anything big next year. Then 10 years, okay, boom, we make a celebration of that. But then there's also like relationship anniversaries. Let's say you just start a relationship and you know the exact time you guys got together. Let's say I don't know, 12:28 a.m., okay? Random numbers out of my head. Let's say you got together on 12:28 a.m. and it was a Sunday. It was like early morning Sunday. It was 12:28 a.m. and you guys got together at that time. Well, then what are the proper ways to celebrate that, or when to acknowledge that it's the anniversary of that time moment in history? Because you could say like, oh, happy for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days together. You could do that every day for the whole part of your relationship for forever. You could just do it every single day. Like, hey, happy. But people are gonna lose track, so it's easier to go by weeks, months, years as the times go by. If you're just getting together, maybe you'll count all the days and, happy first day, second day, third day together. And then after a week, you get to that week and you're like, oh, happy week anniversary. We've been together for a week. And, maybe you'll be like, oh, happy 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and a month. And after a month, you're going to stop saying it until the second month, and the third month, and the fourth month, and the fifth month, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and it's been a year since you guys were together. That's an awesome accomplishment. What next? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? Then you're married? Then you do that. Like, oh, like, happy day marriage. Happy second day marriage. You see where I'm going at here. Anniversaries, you can acknowledge them. They happen all the time. There are certain criteria that can make it to where these anniversaries can happen every single day. But it's the annual anniversaries that most people celebrate. Like happy year of this, happy year of that. Year of the dragon, year of the snake, year of this video game, 25 years of Mario, 20, like, no, wait, that's like 2010, 30 years of Mario, actually. That was last year. So yeah, and then 30 years of Sonic this year, I think. Or well, next year? No, this year. I don't. But yeah, anniversaries. You gotta love them. Especially if it's like some sort of like special bond relationship anniversary thing. Like with a romantic partner. You're like, oh, we've been together for a week now. What fun. Or, oh, we've been together for a month now, 3 months, 7 months, a year. We've been together for 5 years. And then when you're married, we've been together for like 25 years. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents into there about anniversaries, and they're pretty important. Because you gotta acknowledge this thing happened, and it's been an extended amount of period since this thing has happened. And like September 11th, we celebrate that every. Well, not really celebrate, well, but we acknowledge it every year. When September 11th, we're like, oh, okay, this is when that event happened. We're acknowledging it. It's been 15 years since it's happened. Oh man, 15 years. I'm 15 years old. Man, I was like a little baby when that happened. I was born before that time. But yeah, you know. Yeah, just anniversaries, they're there. You can celebrate them if you want. Yeah.